So we already know Lamar didn't make the list for top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. For those of y'all that don't know, I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. Now we got him and Bernard Pollard having a back and forth on Twitter. You know, Bernard is one of the former Ravens defensive backs, I think. Nonetheless, he was on the team. They were teammates. I don't know exactly how many years because I didn't look it up. But you got a former player being critical of the face of the franchise in the Baltimore Ravens. Now, when I say being critical, I'm not saying it like he's saying anything wrong. You know, he's giving some, spot-on critiques, and I like Lamar as a player. I think he's dynamic. You know, in another video I said I think he's a top 10 player in the league regardless of position, and I think Bernard said the same thing. But Lamar is tired of hearing all these critiques about him as a quarterback. So for him to alleviate all that and to stop the noise, he's going to have to ball out. And as far as the contract goes, I think him and his mom representing them is a problem. You know, I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, he can focus more on the field and being the best he could be on the field if he had representation. And Lamar, if you catch this video, if somebody sends it to you, just because you have, somebody representing you, it doesn't mean that you have to relinquish all control. You and your mom can still be very hands-on, but you need a voice to speak for you when dealing with the organization and anybody else that you're trying to do business with. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. And I want y'all to tag him too. Rich Paul. I don't know if y'all have any NFL players over there at Clutch, but y'all might want to think about getting into that field and partnering up with Lamar Jackson to help him out with his contract negotiations and further business endeavors, and let Lamar really focus on being the best quarterback that he could be. Sometimes that outside voice can say things to the organization that you can't. And we all know, you've never had a top 10 receiver on the team with you. You got a hell of a tight end, but some of these other quarterbacks, in the league have an advantage over you because of what they have on the outside and the slot and all over the field. So you need some weapons. And for whatever reason, they're not giving you what you want. Maybe they could come through representation. Because, again, they could say some things that you probably can't to the organization. Or if you really feel like you had that equity in that building, you should be able to speak up. I know y'all saw Jamarcus Russell on the pivot. And one of the things that he talked about is he felt like when he was with the Raiders, he didn't get enough support. He didn't feel like they were there for his success. Now, I know the Ravens, trust Lamar, and they do want him to be successful, but it's time for them to prove it. Not only with the bag, but also with the personnel and the right packages, because, maybe what Greg Roman's doing right now is being a little bit outdated. People have caught on. I like some of the things they did. They really need to go back to revisit some of that stuff from the MVP season, but they're going to have to open it up and trust Lamar as a quarterback, and, he's going to have to be a part of that. Tell me what y'all think about the Ravens situation. Lamar Jackson, like I said, he is a top 10 guy to me. Maybe not for the position, but he brings so much more to the position. You got to look at his skill set more than just being a passer, even though he can do that too. Got to keep in mind, the boy led the league in touchdowns a couple years ago. And 4,000 yards from scrimmage is 4,000 yards from scrimmage. He had 3,000 plus in the air and another 1,000 on the ground that year. So I think you almost got to separate him when you're comparing him to everybody else, but that's just my 2 cents. Tell me what you think about it. Get in the comments, like, share, and subscribe. Holla at you.